All right, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing? My name? Thank you, guys. Thank you. My name is lumilaura. I'm joined here with Zem92. Who here is ready for Spyro?
Yeah!
Woo! All right. Today has been a bit of a scheduling malfunction, so I'm not going to delay whatsoever. Where is our time button? Do we have one of those here, or are we just
ready? Smack it.
Are we ready on time?
Oh, okay.
Awesome. On 3, 2, 1, let's go. Woo! All right. Woo! So, Spyro the Dragon, any percent. I believe this is actually the first time this category has ever been ran at a European Speedrunner Assembly, so I am very honored to be showing this off, especially in its new and updated form. There have been a lot of route changes, gem changes, new tricks that have been introduced. It's going to be a ton of fun. I cannot wait to show this off to you guys. But off the bat, I'd just like to explain what we're going to be doing throughout the course of the run. So, this game consists of 6 hub worlds. The first hub world, we need 10 dragons to leave. The second hub world, we're going to need 1,200 gems to leave. The third hub world, we're going to need 5 dragon eggs to leave. The fourth hub world, we're going to need 50 free dragons to leave. And the fifth hub world, we are going to need 6,000 gems to leave. So pretty much during the entirety of the run, we are going to be barreling through these levels, keeping our gems per second as high as possible, getting all of the optimal dragons, all of the optimal eggs, and generally just having a darn good time. So, Zem, I understand you are actually very, very new to Spyro, so you know what? How are you feeling about this?
Oh, this is great. I'm still not 100% sure why you asked me to be on this commentary, because I know absolutely nothing about this game, but you know what? I'm still honored to be here.
It's because you are a funny, funny man, and you know what? I kind of like you.
Oh, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
It's the nicest thing I've said to you, yeah, ever, like, especially at this event.
It'll probably continue to be the only nice thing you've ever said to me, or will ever say to me.
That was the end of it, unfortunately.
Yes.
Sorry, Zem.
That's fine.
Anyway.
But yeah, so effectively my job is kind of to just be the rube who, like, understands enough about speedrunning to be able to see what's going on, but not enough about Spyro to hopefully ask questions that maybe some of you might also be having at home. Although, actually, off the bat, I would like to ask, not just out of curiosity's sake, but just so people can understand, what are the movement options of this game? Because it is very movement-heavy game and category.
That is actually a great question. The movement in this game is very technical at times. The number 2 movement techniques we are going to, well, at the basic level, Spyro can charge, he can jump, and he can glide again in the air, and he can also flame things if you press circle with the fire breath. But on top of that, we can combine those abilities to create just really finessey ways to navigate through this game. The most important one, I would argue, is called a charge glide. So when you're jumping in the air, if you charge and then glide about 0.1 seconds later, just a couple of frames later, it greatly increases the speed and distance of your glide, which is required for a lot of sequence breaks in this category and this game in general. The other second most important piece of tech that we're going to be using is called a flame charge, where pretty much every single, with a couple of exceptions, of objects in this game, like chests, enemies, they have a little radius around them. And so if you are in the charging state whilst the gem is popping out of them, whether you kill an enemy or, you know, break the chest, it will home in on you. So abusing that, we're going to flame a chest, be within that radius, and the gem will home in on us from a distance, which lets us take tighter lines and all sorts. It's very crucial, but it looks really cool.
Is it also...
Yeah, absolutely. We just got one tricky little sequence break here, our first out of bounds of the run.
Oh, this is always cool to see.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I love seeing Spyro just kind of, like, the way that you maneuver him when you're gliding across, like, those, like, weird, like, close-to-the-edge surfaces.
We can get back to that after the donation.
Yes.
Daemon donated $20. Laura, your wonderful selfies have given me life throughout this marathon. Best doggy ever. I'm the monkey you saw at the zoo. So I'm not too far away. May your Doritos be blessed. Good luck. Cute chat. 3.
Thank you so much, Dale Man. That is the current world record. He's that. He's the current world record holder for both any percent and 120%. So massive shout outs to you and thank you very much. But as I was going to mention, I didn't explain what happened there. So that was what we call a wall glide. If you're familiar at all with CSGO, CSS, or TF2 surfing, where if you're up against like a slanted wall and you push against it, you can pretty much stay level or sometimes gain height. That works in a very similar principle in this game. If you're gliding up against a slanted wall, you can maintain your height or even gain height in some instances, and we use that again for a couple of more sequence breaks. Speaking of, we've actually got quite a difficult one coming up in this level. It looks very simple, but do not let it fool you. It is deceptively hard. We're going to be doing a pretty tight, difficult charge glide at the very end of this level to skip having to take a longer route around to one of these dragons. But that is coming up in a second, so we don't have to worry about it just now.
Yeah, and everybody who's ever played this game kind of understands how weirdly difficult it can be to maneuver Spyro in around these tight corners and things like that. A lot of the movement is optimized around being able to maneuver Spyro faster and in like tighter and tighter ways. It's a little deceptive how tricky some of these, like, especially vertically. It's hard to move Spyro up and down, left or right, or like, obviously.
Nailed it.
Nice. Very, very nice. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over that.
No,
I
that's
just don't know what
okay.
these things are.
You know what? I need to talk over you.
Yes,
because
please do.
We're actually coming up to the fifth sequence break so far this run. We're
Already?
5 minutes in. This one is definitely the trickiest. It's called Mama Proxy. Mama Proxy. So for those of you familiar with, maybe PlayStation speedrunning terminology, I'm going to explain. A proxy is when you get stuck between a hitbox or stuck inside a hitbox and you get ejected out in this game. So what we're going to be doing is these big, beautiful mamas wearing the red dress over there. You could barely see her for a moment. We're going to be flaming her into the corner and then jumping behind her, getting squeezed upward and completely moving on to the end section of the level early. Let's see if I can get this. All right, it's not over yet.
Ooh, that's
not
clean.
over. Oh no! So that can happen. It's very tricky to approach that. You need to approach that pretty much dead on so that Spyro flops up and then gets put into a rolling jump state, which you then use to skip up to the top end of the level. But you know what? That's fine. But that wasn't a complete loss. We actually got a few extra gems by doing that. So we're going to end up coming out of this level with a few more gems than intended.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I mean, in my experience in running Ratchet, which is another game that was made by Insomniac, sloped surfaces tend to be very tricky for us as well. So it's kind of interesting to see that this game, which obviously came out first, has a lot of issues there.
Yes, they. I guess they never really got slopes right, huh?
Yeah, no.
I wonder if it's like that in Spider-Man.
We'll have to ask around. There's got to be at least one Spider-Man running around these parts. Where's Rebel? Doesn't Rebel run?
Yeah.
Am I? Yeah.
Hey, Rebel.
How are the sloped walls?
Okay. Well then, that answers that, huh? So this glide over to this side of the level is what we were trying to skip in the first place, but you know what, that's okay. We're going to end up murdering some innocent vultures right here. I can't believe it. They did nothing wrong. Look, they're just perching there. Actually, no, they're being aggressive. The birds are aggressive.
Well, to be fair, you're entering their territory.
Oh,
I mean,
that's true.
I would be aggressive too if people just started like stomping all over my bed.
That's very true, yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like.
All right, so we're coming up to a pretty straightforward level. The next and final major sequence break is at the end of this level or just coming out of it. So we do have time for one more donation.
Lexi donated $250. Laura, I am so proud of you and how far you've come in Spyro speedrunning. So happy I'm here to watch you in person.
Aw, thank you, Lexi. Shoutouts to Lexi for doing my makeup like 10 minutes before this happened. It was such short notice. Today has been a day, honestly, but I'm so grateful I've met such amazing friends through speedrunning. Thank you, guys. All right. So we're just making our way through this level. It looks like we've missed a couple of gems. That's A-okay. We're actually on a very good gem count because of what happened last level. But just coming out of this level, we're going to be doing one final slightly tricky sequence break. It's pretty consistent, but, anything can happen. It's a marathon. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. I actually have I don't want to get in the way of the sequence break. I don't know, is that coming up like immediately?
It's immediately.
Okay, so I'll let you do that, and then I have a question for you.
Just a moment.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope that the people who've never played this game before, like, I hope it's becoming more obvious why these little, like, jumps are so tricky. It's like you really have to squeeze Spyro in the exact right spot to make this sort of stuff work. And so actually, the question that I had for you, because for people like me who probably, like, they hear you say things like good gem count, bad gem count, but, like, and we understand that you said, what was it, like a 6,000 gem bottleneck?
Yes.
But so, like, right now you're at nearly 1,000. Like, what is, like, around the average of where you should be at this exact moment? Like, you like, you know, kind of explain that a little bit if you don't mind.
So that metric has actually recently changed, thanks to your girl. I did a bit of a semi-major reroute to this category. We're actually on quite a good amount of gems for this point in the game. 969 is pretty good. I think we're down about 5, but that's nothing we can't make up. You know, there's a lot of opportunities to miss gems, gain gems across the course of the run, so we should be absolutely fine. For those of you new to Spyro and you're wondering, wait, why is she flying? What is this? Where are the gems? Where are the enemies? This is a flight level, and there are 4 sets of tasks to complete in these flight levels. If we do them all in one, we get a 300 gem bonus. So going through these levels as fast as possible is a very quick way to nab some gems. We've got a tight little turn here. Can I nail it? Oh. Whoa.
All right.
All right,
And
we're just going to... A bit of a tactical flop to reposition ourselves. No worries, no biggies. And we should just about be wrapping this one up.
Now, if I remember correctly, because I've heard you talk about this very briefly, the gem route is surprisingly tight in this category. So if I remember you saying this, you used to have about 150 gems of leeway in the route until you did all your rerouting, and now you said it was down to what, about 50?
About 50, yeah.
So even though Laura says that she's 5 down, that may not sound like a whole lot given that she's at nearly 1,000. But if she only has 50 to work with in wiggle room, then that actually is quite a concern. Like, you just probably have to be like a little bit more vigilant about where you're picking up.
For what it's worth, I'm actually not going to be imitating that route here because what that route entails, I actually removed a major trick in the third hub world called bike caves, because technically speaking, with other detours that I rooted in at the start, it made it inefficient. But it does look really sick, so I'm going to be going for it this run anyway.
You love a little bit of marathon swag.
Oh, yes.
Makes the world go round.
And the fun part about that is if I do nail Bite Caves and I get that extra 100 gems from it, we'll have such a good gem count for the rest of the run that I can just absolutely barrel through it. And if I miss a gem, I won't have to be super concerned about going back for it. And on top of that, if I do manage to hold that amazing gem count all the way to the final normal level, there will be one extra trick that I'll be able to do that looks really, really nice, but there's no guarantees I'll be able to go through that. So we'll have to see.
Okay, and so right now you're at roughly 25, okay, sorry, 24 now. You said the other bottleneck is 50 dragons.
Yes, we're almost halfway there on dragons. Okay. In fact, we are about to be halfway there in just a few seconds. Unfortunately, the amount of dragons we do get over the course of the run does slow down a bit, but it's just as well that we're halfway there now. There we go, 25 of 50. So some of you may have noticed that the third requirement I mentioned was 5 dragon eggs, but we've only gotten 1 so far. That is because all of the good dragon eggs are in the third hub world Magic Crafters. In fact, every single one of the last dragon eggs in this game are in that hub world. So there are no more after there. So,
well, that's kind of convenient, I suppose. If they're going to put a bottleneck on it, they might as well put, like, front load everything into that hub,
absolutely.
Right?
Make it easy for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of hub worlds, we're just about done with the second one. 206 gems in this level. Where are we at? Oh, wow. Okay, we're actually on a really good gem count now. We're over gemmed by about 7, I would say.
It's just so funny hearing, like, you this ecstatic about, like, oh my god, 7 gems up, yeah! All right, that's really good.
When you're on a good gem count and you know that you haven't really gone out of your way to get extras, it's such a good feeling because you just know, wow, I haven't missed any, I'm playing well! You know, it's a great feeling. This game can be so gratifying at times, it really can. But on the flip side, it can also be the worst thing in the world when you're beefing movement, so hopefully we won't be doing any of that. So we're moving on to the third homeworld here. There is going to be one trick I'm going to be going for in the next level, Alpine Ridge, which does not get done in any % runs because it is unnecessarily difficult and only saves 2 seconds. But I love you guys so much, I'm going to go for it.
A woman of the people.
Oh, yes. I love my people.
So I actually wanted to point out as well, like, again, I don't know a whole lot about this, what be like from a runner's perspective, but from somebody who has played these games casually, the collection of gems is extremely feast or famine, right? Like if you're doing very well in the game and you can keep the dragonfly's name is Sparks, right?
Yes.
So if you can keep Sparks at full health, then Sparks has like a longer range of magnetism for the gems. Is that correct?
That is not true in
That's
this
not
game.
True. Okay.
But it is true for Spyro Enter the Dragonfly on PlayStation 2. Also,
Okay.
This is what I meant. When you start beefing movement, it starts to look really awkward.
Well, regardless, if you lose Sparks entirely, then you still have to like
Yes.
go. So like if you take a few hits, if you have a couple of mistakes here and there, and then you end up losing enough health, it makes the route even slower because then you have to actually go around. Like you can see, a lot of the gems are just being magnetized to Spyro via Sparks just kind of being a homie and picking them up. But without Sparks, you then lose more and more seconds each time to collect any gem because you have to be very precise and dead
All right,
on.
we're waiting on this trick. Oh, okay, hold. We can hold it.
Pausers.
Nailed it! That is not easy. The timing on that is super tight.
I'm sure the barrel roll was necessary, but it looks so swag. Like you didn't actually meet. You're just like, oh, here goes Spyro.
You can do it without the roll, but it is a little bit tighter. I actually did attempt it without the roll the first time. It just looked like I did nothing because I slightly messed up the inputs.
Gotcha. Happens.
Yeah. All right. So the rest of this level is actually pretty straightforward. We've got our first damage abuse coming up here, actually. There are chests in this game that are filled with fireworks that you're just supposed to flame, wait for them to explode. Screw that. Ow. we're just going straight for it. Straight for the gems. So you'll actually notice that at this point in the game, the amount of gems in levels starts to really ramp up. In fact, all 3 of the main levels in this homeworld have 500 gems each. So it
Just
makes
scattered about the homeworld.
Yeah.
That's super convenient.
So it's really convenient. A lot of the good gems are in this homeworld. Oh, I don't need to go there. That's why I did the trick. I don't need to do that. We're done there. All right, 339. That is phenomenal. Absolute. I'm so sorry. Go for it.
Purple Spyro Fan 105 donated $250, summoning Keith Chegwin to bless the Queen of Spyro style in her run.
Checkers.
WAHEY.
Oh, thank you, Purple. That's amazing. Very generous.
Alice and Mart donated $20. Good luck with that damn rat, Laura. We are so proud of you.
Thank you so much, Alice. Thank you so much, Mart. Speaking of the rat.
The rat.
Actually, we can get back to that if you want one more donation.
Ronaldo donated $50. Good luck, Purple Dragon. He never gets credit for all the marathons he is running daily.
All
yeah,
right.
he's really booking it.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him go.
So yeah, you wanted to talk about the rat.
The rat.
It's time to have this discussion.
Yes. So there is a trick in the final hub world we call Rat Proxy. It allows us to skip 2 levels entirely and clip straight into the final boss. The chances of landing it, empirically from my research, are about 1 in 100, and it can be worse. I think the longest it's ever taken someone to get this is about an hour and a half. And that was the world record holder. That was Dayaman, by the way. Also, I'm going for the supercharge. I'm really not managing my discussion well. And, okay, you know what?
Happens.
That's okay. We're just going to end up grabbing the extra gems.
Yeah,
So,
there's some swag movement that can happen there with those, I don't know what you would even call those, like speed boost pads. Supercharge pads. Or, that's not a pad, but regardless. Yeah, the supercharges, you can maintain them if you can do some very tight maneuvering, but it is obviously very difficult because there's just a lot of surfaces everywhere. You kind of have to be super precise navigating around.
Spyro interacts so strangely with bumpy and slightly bonkers floors, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can get what's called an auto jump, where if something is, oh, well, that wasn't an auto jump, was it? We actually need this. Let's head back and get this.
Another fine example of how Spyro interacts with his terrain.
Very awkwardly. That's the point. Very,
Yeah.
very awkwardly. An auto jump is pretty much just what happens when it's exactly what it says on the tin. The game will jump for you, and sometimes it will do multiple in a row, so it can really mess with you.
Are there particular spots where auto jumps are more prone than others?
Really, just on slightly slanted floors. I'm talking like 2 degrees. It's enough to cause an auto jump. It's very annoying.
But that all being said, so actually I kind of want to ask you, because I always think it's super interesting to hear how certain runners approach this kind of stuff in marathons. So obviously you're going to be going for rad proxy, I'm assuming. How many times are you going to, like, what is your, like, if I don't get it after this many attempts, I'm just going to not even bother?
So I'm going to be paying attention to the clock. Pretty much what I'm doing here is I'm trying to play as fast as possible to give myself as much of a time bank as possible to attempt rat proxy.
Okay.
I think once it gets to about 42 minutes in, I will, you know, hang it up and go for the next best strat, which is called tooth roll, which is significantly more consistent and actually the most recent finding in that homeworld to skip into the final boss. We're actually very grateful for that one, because the next best alternative before that was a trick called Twilight Harbor Skip, which is really, really dumb.
Yeah, I know. I know Twilight Harbor Skip. That thing is not kind at all.
Thankfully, completely deprecated. We're actually going through a pretty tricky supercharge right now. We're just chaining it all the way through this level, and we're about to take it over to this island here. We're not done once we land. We're going to grab some gems through the wall, rotate it around, fight the camera a bit, grab the spring chest, kill that egg, and we're done. That's it.
That was super clean.
All right. So we have our 5 dragon eggs. Awesome. We are done with that. We don't need any more. So we're just down to dragons and gems. And in fact, we're at 37 dragons. So not much farther to go. This run is absolutely flying by, Zem.
Yeah, marathon runs are the fastest runs you'll ever do in your entire life.
Flying by. I'm a dragon. I'm a dragon.
I see what you're doing.
Am I funny?
I don't like it.
You can laugh.
I don't want to.
Please laugh.
No.
You're a funny man.
Yeah, so, okay, so obviously as well, all the dragons have different names. Is this also the point where I get to ask you which name is your favorite for all the dragons?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's Bubba in Misty Bog, which we're going to be coming up to him. He's part of the route. We're going to be freeing Bubba.
Aw, isn't that just sweet?
He is not a Bubba. He is a big, huge, 6'9" burly, big dude named Bubba. You know.
Wait, he's just a
little Bubba.
Not even a dragon, just like a man?
No, he's an adult human male. No, he's a dragon. He's a dragon. But he's a big dude.
Oh, okay.
He's a big dragon.
We probably have some time for some donations while you do this flying level, yes?
Yeah, I'm kind of butchering it, so yeah, go for it.
HWD405 donated $25. Good luck on the run, Laura. First try rat? Smiley face. First try rat? Smiley face. First try rat?
You know, you have
smiley
to get it
face.
First try. I mean, look
first
how
try
happy
rat?
they are.
Smiley face.
You don't want to disappoint them.
Thanks, HWD. Yeah, another.
One or two more?
Maybe? Perhaps not.
Oh, sure. Hello, and excuse me for the emergency donation reading.
That's okay.
Dear viewers, just a very important message to you. Please make sure that if you want to donate an amazing donation towards this amazing run from Laura, make sure that you donate it towards Stream 2. So I have a bunch of here that landed in Stream 1. I'm going to read them now. I'm not going to do that again, so please make sure that the next donations land on Stream 2. Okay, let's go. I have $5 from Stevie Nikolai saying, "Hey Laura, good luck with the run today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your time at ESA. Thank you." I have Chrissy Paul also donating $5 saying, "I think the dragons in the original games are just as attractive as the ones in the remake." And Mari has donated $20 saying, "Hey Laura, good luck on your run. You're the best. Shoutouts to my friends at the event. I'm coming next year too. We're looking forward to you." Foes has donated $10 saying, "Good luck, Laura. Can't wait to see you and the rest of the PlayStation squad again next ESA." Thank you. And last but not least, HWD405 has donated $25. "Good luck on the run, Laura. First try red, first try red, first try red," and so on. Here we go. Thank you so much. Remember, please make sure Stream 2 next time. Okay, that's it. Bye.
All right. Yes. Okay, we're fine.
So how much did we miss in all that? Was anything super important?
Not that much. There was a particular cycle that I was on pace to go for, but I actually just almost deliberately beefed the execution. That's okay. It doesn't actually lose that much time to go for the next best cycle. There are a ton of gems in this level. This level is actually, I think, the second best gems per second level. So,
Is that how you calculate things?
Yes.
GPS?
GPS gems per second. So when we're actually labbing for extra gem detours, the metric we use is it more or less than 4 gems per second. If it's less, don't bother. If it's more, you're good to go.
Okay.
And so, you know, using that information, I went looking.
And then do you hunt down like 50 or so strats and then put them all together in some kind of Hunger Games death match?
Absolutely, yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
That's brutal.
So it looks like we're actually on not a terrible pace right now, given
Not
the
terrible,
flubs.
all
Not
right.
terrible.
We'll take that.
I think maybe we're going to make estimate. No, wait, we're going to crush estimate.
So, Beastmaker, okay, so I don't know, again, I don't know much. Beastmakers, from what I understand, is the one that most people complain about. Is that correct or incorrect?
Including me.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. So this level is largely movement-based. There aren't too many major tricks. There are a couple of tight optimizations that you do have to do, but the enemies and the level layout in some of these levels are absolutely brutal. These boars have a very, very small and very tight flame charge window. Just going to absolutely nail that one, trying to give us a jump scare. This ain't Five Nights at Freddy's. And so on that note, you know, it's definitely one of those home mods that on the surface shouldn't be that hard. You know, it's just movement. It's just keep a cool head, play it safe, you'll be fine. But it trips you up in all of the nastiest ways, and we're going to be seeing that in Misty Bog, this next level coming up after this flight.
Doesn't this particular flight world have like a very tight cycle or something that's like kind of hard?
I'm going to see if I can go for it. I'll be able to identify if I'm on that cycle. It doesn't look like I am, but we'll still be able to see in a moment.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay, wait.
I might be on it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for the very difficult strat here.
Might as well, right?
Oh, yeah, it's possible. It's going to be tight. Turn it around. Land. Flame you. Get you. Oh, so that plane has just gone by. That's okay.
That was so close, though.
Yeah, that was actually really tight how I managed to flame a couple of those guys.
How often would you say that you get that?
I think I've hit it on console without save states twice. It's it's the only strat I don't go for.
Okay.
The only one.
When are you going to start implementing that?
As soon as I need to save 2 seconds for world record, because that's all it saves.
Oh.
Just 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just like save it somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. You know. No, I'm just saying world record has like 20 seconds of mistakes in the second hub world or anything. Deo.
Yeah, see, okay, I'm going to channel Deo for a second. He's going to say, sorry, Laura, I can't hear you from all the way down there on the leaderboard. That's. I feel like Deo would offer just a little bit of shade. A little bit of shade like that. Am I wrong? Was that not quite?
That was pretty apt.
Okay.
That was pretty good. You know what? I throw a lot of shade at Deo, but honestly, I have to speak from the heart for a moment. I look up to him a lot. He's a massive inspiration to me, and I'm very, very grateful to call him a very good friend.
A very wonderful leader within the PlayStation community as well.
Absolutely.
So, shout outs to him.
All right, so we're in Misty Bog. Those of you who have played Spyro casually before and made it to this level are now absolutely terrified, because this level is home to some of the hardest and most precise to kill enemies in the game. Those shrubs that we fought earlier that just charge at you, they can actually charge at you at almost any point. It's slightly random. And the frogs have a massive range that you either need to identify what animation they're on so you can approach them safely, or flame them from really far away. You can just barely outrange them. Well, we're going to be going through a bit of a gauntlet of them here.
Okay, why is every dragon so much bigger than Spyro? Is there like a reason?
You know what? I mean, Spyro's a child, the first and foremost.
Okay, but like surely there's more than one child in all of the Dragonville.
Here's Bubba, by the way.
Bubba.
Handsome lad.
Bubba. What a steed.
So I was going to mention on that note, there has recently been a tool released called Spyroscope. It was made by some fans. I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
It lets you control the camera freely, even during dragon cutscenes. And I, out of curiosity one day, decided to get a side-by-side look at just how small Spyro is compared to the first dragon, Nesta. They're huge!
Yeah.
They are absolutely massive, way bigger than it looks.
Chonky dragons.
Absolutely. We're going to go for a bit of a swag strat here. Can I nail it? Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
All right. So here we are. This is the toughest level, toughest section in this level, and probably one of the toughest sections in the game. We're going to call this the Gauntlet. It is just absolutely packed with enemies. 3 frogs right off the bat. I'm going to go through this damage list.
Do you think so?
Look at these guys.
All right.
Look at that!
Let him know, Laura.
Woo!
Those frogs ain't nothing.
They ain't nothing.
So I'm noticing as well now, pointing it out once again, you were nearly complete with your dragon requirement. And I'm assuming gems, you're not too far behind.
Let's have a look at my gem count. We should be at 4,250. I think we're over gemmed.
Yeah, that's great. You always, in a run like this, especially in a marathon setting, it's always much, much better to be over rather than under. Because then you just, I mean, like, even though you may have technically wasted some time, it's a little bit suboptimal. You don't want things to go wrong in a marathon setting. That's when the panic starts settling in.
So this level we're in right now, Treetops, another infamous level, not for the reasons previous like casual players will understand. I'm sorry, I'm being like, I'm being very high and mighty right now. We need to beat this thief to the next dragon. We're actually just gonna let him stay ahead of us and then overtake him at the last second, do some tight jumps, and if he runs ahead of us, awesome, we beat him. Cool. So what? Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, we'll clap for that.
Boing!
Oh yeah, whenever you have a good time for that.
Go for it. Yeah, I can explain after.
Evanisha donated $25. So happy to be here watching this live. GL Laura and let's hope for a kind rat proxy.
Ooh, let's hope.
Mokamichi USA donated $5. Dear Japanese restream staff watching Spyro at the venue. Are you having fun?
I hope they are.
Okay. You know what? Somebody had to keep up on
Blueshine
them.
donated $20. All the rat proxy luck.
Thank you, Blueshine. All right, so as I was going to mention, what was I talking about? Yes, I was talking about the thief. So we needed to beat that thief to that dragon in order for him to teleport over to that island we took a supercharge over to. If we don't beat him there, he'll run the whole way around the level. He'll do a bunch of supercharges of his own. It saves about 5 seconds to beat him to that dragon and make him teleport. But speaking of supercharges, we got another pretty tough one. This is a major trick that is going to let us get a bunch of gems. I really hope I nail this one. It's called Stone Knot, named after the runner who found it. Let me see if I can get this. Oh no! Ah, that's okay. You know what? I get to go for it again because I love it. I love it so much. And it's like the next best thing just to go for it again. So.
Are you just aiming for like a super high?
Yeah. So there was
and this is a proxy, right? Or is this?
No,
oh no, I'm sorry. The proxy's off of enemies.
Yeah.
Or
So
just
this
off
is
of...
just a supercharge bump.
Yeah.
We're just using a bit of geometry to send ourselves straight up. There we go.
Ooh, that looks really cool.
Learning that one was a tough one for me. You know the mentality you gotta have when learning tricks. I like to say, if I can get a trick 5 times in a row in practice, even with save states, then it's good to go for runs. It took me a few months to be able to get that 5 times in a row, and I think at this point, you know, with all the hard work that's paid off, I barely miss that anymore. So
Yeah.
that's what hard work can do for you. Anyway, we're not done with the tricks. Immediately in this level, we're going to be going for 2 back-to-back out of bounds. This one is fairly known about. Can I get it? Beautiful. Straight through the wall.
That's so creative. I love that.
We're not done yet. This one is brand new. We're going to grab this key. Bit of a tight jump. Back through the wall, right where we came.
Oh, wow. That's super impressive. I imagine that's a lot trickier than it looks.
Yeah, it's pretty tight. Honestly, the first out of bounds was a little bit harder than the second one, but that's just because, you know, we had to do a little bit of enemy manipulation at the start. You'll notice I jumped, charged, and then glided in the air for a frame. That's just so that banana boy, that metal banana boy that ran out, wouldn't move out as far. We need him to stay in a very specific spot so we can charge him into that spot and get stuck in between him.
Yeah, Spyro needs his potassium from the banana man.
And 50 dragons. We are almost there. Right, so the rest of this level is actually pretty straightforward. It's pretty much just destroy these poles, which are powering up the big metal guy. We've got 2 phases of that, and then he'll drop a bunch of gems. There are a bunch of enemies up top that he'll usually throw at you, but we disrupted his power supply so quickly, we're just going to scoop up the gems. And yeah, we're just going to clean up the rest of this level. This is more of the same, so if we have room for just 2 more donations, I think.
Pepper Breeze Harbor donated $50. Just look at you go. I've never been prouder of you, Laura Marie.
Oh, Peppa. I love you, Peppa.
Spurdo Esparde donated $30. Haha, Spurdo donates the dollars for the funny purple dragon.
Oh, no. Okay. That's a bit of an inside joke me and my roommate here have got going on right now. I couldn't explain that. We don't have the time. You know, that would be going over estimate. But, right, we are just about wrapping up this level. Just a couple more gems. That's it. 433 in this level. Absolutely fine. We should be at 5135 coming out of here. What are we at? Okay. We're good.
Very nice.
So it looks like we're about 75 over. That's actually perfect because that is just the amount of gems that we're going to be skipping in the final level. You remember I mentioned a trick that I may or may not have gone for earlier, or may or not go for, that I mentioned earlier. We're going to be going for it because the gem count is just that good. We'll skip over this wall, and there we are. We're about done with the 4th hub world. Show me that Dreamweaver's world. How you feeling, Zam? How you feeling about this run?
Never better.
Good.
This is truly stupendous so far.
This is truly
been a great run.
This is truly the Spyro of all time.
The Spyro. There have been many Spyro. This is the.
This is the.
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, we've got one more sequence break coming up right now. Well, actually 2. This jump here, not supposed to do that. And this damage abuse over these ladies. Skip a step even.
Ooh.
Beautiful. That saves a bunch of time. Saves us having to go for a cannon right in the middle of the level. That actually saves. I've never even timed it because it's a very straightforward trick. I've never even timed it, but I would estimate that saves about 45 seconds.
Sorry, this level is really like making my ADHD go haywire. There's just a lot of things happening
Those
at
enemies.
once. Yeah.
You know, there's changing sizes, you know, being shot with a cannon, you know, going upstairs and
then
stuff.
the ticking, I assume they explode, right?
No, those fools that we flamed, they manipulate the world around us. So if you see a fool and you flame it, chances are it's raising a platform up and down somewhere in the level that is required to advance somewhere.
But there's no kaboom after the ticking?
I'm sorry, Zen, there's no kaboom.
This game sucks.
I'm sorry, Zen. What, do you want to go back to rack? Do you need more kabooms?
Yeah, I need more errant explosions in my video games.
Oh, don't worry. There'll be more of that coming up after this.
Ooh. Don't make things too exciting.
As we all know, rack is boring as hell. I'm joking, I'm joking.
No, you're right. More donations while you take care of this?
Yeah, absolutely.
RMK donated $5. Interesting and fast-phased run, fun to watch. Keep up the good work. Lumilaura in Finnish equals Snowlaura. Smiley face.
I know. The amount of people that come into my chat saying, hey, did you know, are you Finnish? Did you know that lumilaura means snow Laura? Did you know that if you remove the L, it becomes snowplow? Yeah, I know. Right, so we are in Jacques. Looks like 5. We're good. We need to grab a couple of extras. We'll be able to do this strat. So this is the final normal level before we move on to the final hub world where we do all the tricks. We just need to make sure we're getting the right amount of gems. I just need to not miss any before we go for that trick at
I want
the end.
those guys to explode so badly.
You really... You got a trigger finger right now, Zam.
Yeah.
All right. Bit of a tricky jump here we call the single cake. Because this platform that looks like a fountain cake, we're just going to use one layer of it. Beautiful. Some tight platforming. That went amazingly,
That's
actually.
so far so great. Yeah, this is going very well.
Right, here we go with this trick. Can I get it? Oh, yes! We got it! Woo!
What am I clapping for? What just happened?
So we killed that boss super early. We're actually supposed to do a chase with him that lasts about 15 to 20 seconds.
Like 2 over. Or no, yeah.
Woo! Perfect!
Okay.
All right. Wow, we have got so much time. This pace is actually really great. We have got a bunch of time to go for Rat Proxy. So I need you guys to prage in the audience right now. Prage for good Rat RNG. Did I mention this was RNG? This is RNG. So let's see what we can do here.
What of it is actually within your control?
Not much. We can just barely manipulate this little guy to go into the spot we need, which is this corner coming up here. Okay.
That was looking good.
We're going to be at this a little while because we are fairly underestimate, and I really, really want to show this off. This trick has never been hit at any marathon. It has been attempted and attempted and attempted, but it has never been hit. So I really want to be the first, just for the bragging rights. We're actually going to death abuse this one because it's not giving us a good cycle. We're going to be seeing a lot of that. If the rat spawns in a bad position, we're just going to kill it. We're just going to move on.
I can also keep an eye on the clock for you if you want.
I would appreciate that.
Okay.
We're even going to go through a couple of game overs for this. Where was that? What was that rat doing? He was off like trying to go get ice cream at the floor 1 right now.
The infinite ice cream machine?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be doing the same if I were in that rat's shoes.
Absolutely.
Some good ice cream. Popcorn, too.
This can work.
Okay.
Oh, he just went. Look at this little guy. Oh, okay. No. See how he just moves really erratically. Gonna see if I can. No. We'll let this one survive. I believe in this one. No, I don't. I don't believe in that one. You can change your mind on a dime with this trick because that rat is just so erratic.
How difficult is the proxy assuming he gets in the right spot?
Not too difficult. The inputs can be as simple as jump and charge and let go of everything. But doesn't seem like we're going to be going for that today. Maybe I can finesse that one into working. No, that's another death abuse.
How many times have you gotten him in the right spot to proxy and then messed up the inputs?
Oh, Sam, don't even ask.
You know, just want to make sure you're careful here.
Oh, he's just giving me such bad movement right now. He's spawning in the right spot a lot of times, but he's just deciding to do his own thing right now. He really does not want me to get this proxy. But you know what? I don't care what you think, rat. You're gonna get that. You're gonna get in that corner. Oh,
Ooh.
I'm gonna see if he's gonna. Nope. That's another one.
I assume at this point that you guys have like pretty much all the RNG patterns just like totally mapped out.
I have all the RNG patterns and maybe like 2 other people, but not many people go for this trick. Gosh, I wonder why.
As a heads up, you've got a few
45
attempts.
seconds left, yeah. Prage, come on. I must hit the rat. This can work. I had a rat like this in my PB.
Okay.
Yes! Let's go!
Oh!
Let's go! Rat proxy!
Let's go! That's amazing.
Let's go!
Wow. Wow. How does it feel to be the first?
Oh, I feel fired up, Bob.
That's incredible. Wow.
All right. Well, here we are, Nasty Nork. Look at this guy. He's a wussy. Look at him run. He's so scared of us. Look, we made it to him in 41 minutes. But you know what? He can't even outpace us. Yeah, look at us. We're ahead of him. Run faster, you fat dude. Look,
Yeah.
he's actually
Yeah.
built. He's built. Look at this guy. Look at this dude.
Look at this
Ooh.
dude.
So we're
This is
actually going to see if we can flame him early here. Yep, there we go.
Nice. Got like you know. Oh, is this the last
Yep,
little
we're coming
area
up
right
on
here?
time. As
Moving
soon as
platforms.
Yep, as soon as the flame makes contact with him in this final room, that's time.
Great run. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And that is time.
Wow. Let's go, Laura.
Thank you, thank you.
Phenomenal stuff.
All right.
That's all for you. That's you. You killed it.
I did fine. It's not sub 40 or anything.
I still got some treasure to pick up.
What will you do next?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'd say the sky's the limit.
The Swaggin donated $10. Crowd, am I in stream too?
Yes.
Poker Fakawati donated $5. Laura, I'm sorry, but you said you really look up to Daemon. I mean, where else are you supposed to look if he's all the way up on the top of the leaderboard? LMAO got her.
Did you see that, Rat Proxy? Not for long.
That was great.
We got any more? That's all. All right. Well, there we go. Thank you very much, everybody in the crowd, for watching at home. That's been me. That's Spyro the Dragon, any percent.
And any shout outs, anything that you want to give
Yeah,
out?
absolutely. Shout outs.
Well, yeah, never mind. Sorry.
They love me. They love me.
Laura.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I think, we don't have much time. I think the most major shout-outs I have would be for Pepper, my dear friend, keeping me emotionally in check through some really rough months I've had recently. Deo Man, of course, like I mentioned earlier, I look up to you a lot. You're doing the rest of Spyro proud. And to my good friend Depravity, who got me into speedrunning in the first place. Very, very talented Doom speedrunner and my longest friend of all time.
Wow.
So that's been me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Woo!